Hey folks, it's me, it's Rick, it's Directed Tech. Hey, we have been waiting a really long time for this. I placed the order for the H2D on day one. Let's see if it survived shipment. Oh crap. All right, so here we go. It took a while to get here, but it's finally here. So let's just see what we got. This thing, I can tell you now, I know a lot of people wanted a bigger printer, but this thing is massive. It was not fun getting it in the house because, again, I am alone, I am single, it is just me, so this is quite the trek, quite the adventure to get this thing in the house by yourself. This thing is, okay, now we've got, it says remove this tape. So go ahead and remove the tape. Holy mackerel. I'm gonna have to do some cleaning when this is all said and done, because this box is not dust proof. I can tell you that right now. So now we can remove the, all right, accessory box on top. Again, this is the H2D combo, so I would assume that this is probably a build plate. We'll dig into that a little later. A piece of foam on top there. And, oh crap. No, just kidding. It looks like my glass is intact, so I am not gonna have to, I won't be one of those people that are crying, because I probably would be crying if yeah, looks like so far everything is intact. It sort of kills me to do that because I just feel like I'm really scratching my table. My beautiful table here from Flexi Spot. Oh, let's hope I don't drop this thing. Sorry about the noise. There we go. Okay, so again, as you've probably seen, Bambu really does a pretty good job packaging these printers, but you never know what the shipping companies are gonna do to you. Luckily, it doesn't look like I've scratched my table up too bad, but this thing, thank goodness for plastic bags, because this is gonna be quite messy if it weren't. It's kind of nice. I didn't know this, but there are sort of handles. There's cutouts here on the side, and that makes maneuvering this massive printer a whole lot easier, because you don't have to kind of pry your hands in there to feel, or to lift it up. There's already a spot where you can kind of get at things. So, unbox, unpack. So there we have, our door is now open, and as you well know, inside we have the AMS-2 Pro. Down here at the bottom we have our air vent, and I believe there's another one on the back, so we'll be pulling that out. Looks like our build plate is already installed, so that other accessory box, I was wrong, that is not the build plate. So, let us, I think somebody else, I can't remember, I've watched quite a few unboxing videos myself, and I think somebody mentioned how wonderful it was that Bambu has put this plastic on in such a way that actually the flap folds over through the crack here, so you can take the plastic off of the door without having to take the door off or do anything crazy like that. That is really nice. That's those little attention to detail things that make an unboxing experience much more pleasurable. So now I've got a lot of interesting videos in the works coming up that will feature this and some of the other printers, especially one talking about the community thoughts on the Bambu Lab H2D. So here we have, this is our glass top, so that's very well protected in cardboard all the way around, and then we will start removing things. So I won't bore you with that. We will get through this because, again, I know this is not the only video out there, and most of you probably are very well familiar with the way that this goes, but we'll kind of cut some of that out, and so that this isn't a super long video. So. Right, and at that point, I think, yes, we are now able to gently and carefully lift the AMS2 Pro out of the machine, and there's looks like a bunch of stuff taped in there. All right, real quick before we install that AMS2, I just want to go over the accessory box real quick. So you've got a small tool box here. We can pop that open and take a look at the contents there. So we have an extra 0.4 nozzle, a little needle here for cleaning. We've got some Allen wrenches here. We've got some grease or lubricant, another lubricant. There is a camera privacy cover, screws for the scraper, a nozzle blocker. It looks like there's a couple extra, three nozzle blockers in there, screws for the spool holder. Looks like we've got the blade as well for another scraper, and you know how much I love that scraper, so we will definitely, maybe that'll be our first print. We'll print the scraper. Should be interesting to see how, because I don't think this thing it doesn't have an SD card, right? So there probably are no included files. So we'll see how that goes. And then right here, because this is the AMS combo, we have our PTFE tubes, and we have some silica gel in here. So we're going to need that for the AMS2 Pro installation. All right, we did all the fun stuff back here. We've got the PTFE tube connected to the back of the AMS2 Pro. We've installed it into the top slot, the top filament guide for the right extruder, which is the one that doesn't move up and down. The manual does say that you can connect it to either, so that works, and we're just going to go with that for now. Let's get rid of all of our protective plastic here because it's not pretty enough to leave on. So we're going to get all of that out of the way. Next order of business here is to remove this label. I don't know if you can see that, but we've got this label that's running across here for the desiccant packs, and it says to remove the desiccant packs from the plastic bag that is sealing them, and then to install 2 on each side. So hopefully that will keep our filament dry in the future. Now I do have an AMS Pro HT coming. As soon as that became available, I went ahead and ordered it, but I don't think it'll ship for a couple more weeks. And it looks like the very last step before we power this thing on, again, we are gonna come back here, and wouldn't you know it, you've got your safety key that is taped to the back of the unit. So right on the back of the unit, you've got a safety key, and that needs to be installed before you can use this. And that is more so because you could have the laser version. We're going to talk about that in the future. Looks like a pretty simple device. It's probably just, there's 2 gold-plated pins in here, and that probably just completes a circuit. So we're going to install that right on the back of the printer. And that is going to allow us to actually utilize this machine once we plug it in. So that is kind of our last step here. We have our power cord, and we are going to unfurl that, plug it in back here, find us an outlet. Hopefully my machine won't make any horrible noises. And you, my friends, are witnessing the very first time that I am powering on my Bambu Lab H2D. So there you have it. All right, we're going to run through some setup, things like that, and we'll come back and do our first print. There's something the P1S doesn't do. It does not make noise. All right, we are not going to go through the whole setup here, but we've got everything configured. We are on Wi-Fi. The AMS is all hooked up, and it is now time for the calibration. So I have verified. It asks to make sure that you have removed the 4 screws for the build platform, and I'm going to start that, and now the calibration is off and running, so we'll see what it does. All right, the calibration is complete, and so we're going to go ahead and set up the AMS. It tells us to go ahead and insert some filament, and it will auto-detect and determine which head or which nozzle that is connected to. So I'm going to go and put in a roll of this PTFE here and insert that into the slot, and it's gonna drive that through. So we're gonna tell it to detect. All right. You can definitely tell that runs a lot faster. This has got those servo motors in it, so it definitely runs a lot quicker than the other AMS. So let's move the camera down just a little bit. Since I don't have my HT AMS Pro HT hiding there in the corner, I have the iBoss Polyphemus, I believe, if I remember the name correctly, and I just kind of pulled it out there. But I'm going to be using this dryer in the meantime because it will maintain my filament since I am using PETG. We're going to go ahead and just put this off to the side, and we are going to manually feed some filament to the external spool here. It is now, I know you won't be able to see this, but we do have filament extruding there, and we are now loaded. And there we go. We have our first print ready to rock and roll. We are doing the scraper. We are doing 2 colors. We've got some black Elegoo PETG on the external, not really spool holder, but we got our iBoss dryer over there, and then we've got some more Elegoo PETG up top loaded in the AMS2 Pro that is going to give us kind of that tan color. So we'll be back when it's done. All right, the print is done. We got a little bit of weirdness going on here. Let's pop this build plate out. Now, this is actually the next day because I had to go to bed. But there is our first print. We've got our 2-color print there. We've got our holder, a little bit of stringing, but a really good looking print. I mean, these layer lines are so minor. There's a little bit of ringing there, but obviously nothing is tuned here. Again, I used generic settings for this high flow PETG, so hopefully, and the final part right here. So we'll be putting this together shortly. We won't video that. Now, we've got a lot of oddity happening over here, and I noticed as it was printing there was a little bit, it wasn't oozing like from the little wiper blade, but I think it's because this is a high flow filament and I don't have any temperature setting done right, but that's one of the reasons why you want that purge, the purge tower over here, because otherwise that would have ended up on my model. So there we go, the first print. I'm probably going to tweak some settings and we'll be doing a whole lot more. So, all right folks, so there you have it. That is our quick unboxing and first print with the Bambu Lab H2D. What do you think? Do you think, did I waste $2,400 on a crazy, some people would say not even a big printer, or are you excited like I am to see what this machine can do? Anyway, if you like what we're doing here on the channel, then please take a moment, hit the like button, hit the little notification bell, and hit that subscribe button. I think we're over 3,800 people. We're on our way to 4,000. That's making me giddy, if you can't tell by the sound of my voice. But anyway, I appreciate all the time that we get to spend together here on Directed Tech. So as always, I am Rick, and let's keep on learning, burning, printing, and growing together. Take care, everyone.